How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves two different Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC rumors that I thought I'd share with you guys. One of them is specifically actually an image rumor, which is something we don't get too often, if I'm going to be honest. They're kind of far and few in between in recent times. But that's the first one. The next one is actually a text rumor, and it's about what DLC 3 and 4 could be. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what this is all about. So yeah, if you guys are ready and you enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like down below, guys. If we can hit a, let's say 500 likes, okay? If we can hit that, then you can probably expect another rumor video very soon, okay? But yeah, either way, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the actual rumor itself, shall we? So, first things first is this rumor right here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, okay, we've got ourselves a very interesting situation, I must say, okay? Like, we have a drawing that seems to be showing off what the evolved version of the Galarian Slowpoke would look like, which I'm a little bit confused about this, because I feel like it's unlikely this would be real for one simple fact, and that's that, you know, it's just a little bit too early for this to be leaking, I feel like. I mean, it possibly could be, and like, it wouldn't be surprising, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know, it feels like a little bit out of place for it to be dropping so early in. But at the same time, though, as for this design, it seems fine. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Galarian Slowpoke to begin with, and then evolving it, like, doesn't really make a big difference. The hinted image, which we have seen, which I'm going to try to pop up on the screen here, the hinted image actually is pretty cool, I'm going to be honest and say, which we've seen, like, you know, the foot or whatever of the, you know, of the evolution. But as for this one, I don't really know what to say, so I'm going to try to see if I find here a Galarian Slowking, for example, or Slowbro, maybe. So, for example, right here, Slowking and then Slowbro, right? So I think if I pull these images over here, you see what I'm talking about. So, right, so we have, like, you know, hints with the feet, right? The foot, which, I mean, is identical, right? This is, like, essentially an identical foot over here, which could just be a redraw. Maybe that was what they did. They just redrew what was there. And then here we have a Slowking, I guess. So, you know, we've got Slowbro's foot over here, and then, of course, Slowbro, the image here, Slowbro. But then also we have the other one over here. So, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty evident that this, you know, that this right here is the Slowbro evolution. But the question really is it real or is it not? And this one, I don't really know what to say. Like, the actual drawing itself looks like a legitimate drawing. But at the same time, it's not that hard to, like, really for, you know, even, you know, the most novice of, I guess, artists to kind of like copy that basic Pokemon style and just implement it. It doesn't seem like it's that hard, but at the same time, we will notice something interesting here with the shading on the shoulder. It's like inconsistent around these corners here. Like, it just go like, for example, like up here, if you look at Slowbro, look, it looks like it goes like a circular part up here, then it kind of like, you know, goes downwards. Here, it's kind of strange because it isn't proportionally, like, you know, spread. It's like, maybe it should be going in a circle here, but instead it goes like this, you know, like that. It looks like a newt. I don't know why, but like it just messes itself up. So it feels like the shading might be a little bit off from what the real one is. Also, like the darker like colors are actually slightly lighter, whereas you can see on Slowbro over here, Slowpoke, sorry, the shading and whatnot is way stronger. Here it's kind of weaker. As well as the lines, you will notice, are a little bit more, like, you know, too consistent, whereas these ones are slightly more inconsistent on the official artwork that we, you know, of Slowpoke. Jeez, I keep messing up the names. It's Slowbro, so Slowbro, wait, what am I saying? Slowpoke, Slowbro, Slowking. Jeez, I keep messing up the names. Just too much slow. Too much of that, okay? Just making my brain go a little bit boom boom. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Do you guys think this is real? Do you think it's fake? Let me know down below, and I'd love to see what you guys have in mind. Either way, that is that part. Let's go to the next rumor for this video, which is this right here. So, Pokemon DLC info. Hiya! I have some information about upcoming DLC that are coming during June, and also this second one coming out in November. First things first, I just want to say that I got this information from an old colleague who knows I'm a diehard Pokemon fan. So he every now and then sends me some information, and today I want to share some info with you guys. There will be a third DLC coming out in summer 2021, before the new games come out in fall 2021. So a third DLC wouldn't be a third and fourth. I thought it would be a third and fourth he would try to talk about. But he's talking about a singular, another singular DLC, right? Which would be like what, a singular third one DLC expansion pass, which I guess would be about like the northern part, like the actual northern part of the region. So fair enough. Well, let's continue to see what he actually has to say. So the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra info. These new islands have stuff that we have never seen before. The story will be a little bit more captivating than the main story, to say the least. Yeah, that's the problem as well, right? Like, I feel like this should have been a captivating story in the base game to begin with. You know, and it shouldn't have been like a, you know, like a jump or whatever into, you know, something totally different, you know, like into DLC to make a better story. But I do hope the story ends up being good anyway. So yeah, the whole dojo thing really makes you feel like an apprentice. Then by the end of it, you really feel like a master. Which sounds fair enough. I don't see an issue with that whatsoever. If anything, that's a good thing. New Pokemon, not only legendaries are new. My colleagues didn't know how many. My colleague didn't know how many new mons. So I'm a bit confused there. Old colleague. Oh, it's an old colleague. Okay. New Pokemon only, the legendaries are new. My colleague, alright then. So, there's going to be new Pokemon according to this guy. I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. There's going to be a few new Pokemon, at least a few new Pokemon, right? I would assume. If they don't introduce any new Pokemon, that's just sad. Brand new Galarian forms, pretty many, few, okay. Quite a lot of them, alright? So, Pidgey line, Abra line, Zubat line, Carvanha line, and more. Okay, so that sounds good. Pidgey, really? Like, that's 3. Isn't that like 3 Gen 1 Pokemon there? Pidgey, Abra, Zubat. I don't know, man. I don't know. Too much, bro. Like, too much can really hit you at some points, but that really is getting too much at that point when it comes to Gen 1. I feel like at this point, we need some other Pokemon to get some, like, love. I mean, I come on. Like, Gen 4, Gen 3, Gen 2 exist as well, you know? Some Gen 2 Galarian forms would be cool. Like, do we even have any yet? I don't know if we do. I can't really remember. But you guys will probably remind me. But either way, so 200 plus Pokemon mons are returning for those 2 DLC, but even more are returning this summer 2021 DLC. More on that later. More customization on characters, even more clothes, even more hairstyles and makeup options. Well, we already know this stuff. So he hasn't really told us much new here. So, third DLC. This is the part where I want to see what he's got to offer and say. So, he kicks off saying, third DLC. Now, Mega Evolutions will be returning in this DLC, but it won't be available in online ranked battles. Weird, I know. But this may change as we have seen Game Freak done changes with their online rules. So, he's suggesting Megas will return, which I don't know if that is true. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That just seems... I don't know. It doesn't it seem a little bit stupid and contradictory to the whole existence of Gigantamax Pokemon? It just feels like a little bit contradictory to that whole idea. But I don't know. I don't know if that's real. Many more Pokemon will return from all generations, but the month that are lacking from Gen 4, that is most likely because of Diamond and Pearl remakes coming out in 2021. Alright then, story continuation from the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. You will meet up another rival called Janice, and she will have a new mythical as her mon. It's an ice fire type, which is male, and there is a female counterpart out there in the wild for you to catch, not to be caught. For you to be caught. That isn't that grammatically wrong? For you to be caught, for you to catch. I assume that's what they mean. All right. Well, yeah, that's fair enough. I was a little bit confused there on the grammar for a minute. It's like, wait, what? Okay, next thing here. A new open world area will make an entrance. Not quite as big a wild area, big as the wild area, but still is pretty cool. A little bit more than dens will be there, I am told. So if there is more stuff there than dens, that'd be cool. I mean, honestly, this is the problem with like the wild area, is that there's just nothing to do. It's like all you have is dens, right? And like the actual wild area itself is uninspired. It's just an open field with nothing interesting going on. There's like nothing to explore for. There's no interesting like dungeons to enter. There's no interesting things to discover. There's no grottos to find. There's no like hidden secluded areas. There's not a lot of foliage. It's just like emptiness, just pure emptiness and nothing interesting going on, which is what makes it so less interesting to actually explore and get into, which is why it's not as fun to me. Whereas in terms of like having it more interesting and like more, you know, more of a forest thing going on, and, you know, more stuff going on, more foliage, more, you know, dungeons to explore, more grottos to see, you know what I mean? Like, basically just adding more to the actual world of the open world area would actually make it slightly more interesting. Right now, it's not as fun as it might seem to most people at the first look, right? But when you actually play it, after a while, it's like, well, there's nothing here. It's just kind of lame. You know, if there was more there, there's more things going on. If there's more things, like if Pokemon started fighting each other in the middle of the wild, or you saw, like, you know, Pidgeys eating together or whatever, like, you know, shit like that would make it actually interesting. Whereas, like, I don't know about this. It's a little bit, like, current one is just, it's just like nothing much is going on. It's just a bunch of like, you know, NPC Pokemon like just floating around in their base animations in an open field. It's just not that interesting. But if they added more stuff to it, like dungeons you could explore and, you know, more secret areas you can find, that to me would actually make it way, way, way more interesting. But that is basically my thoughts though. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the rumors. I'm not really sure about this one. Not really sure where to put it. Like, as I've said before, as you guys know, right at the moment, currently, we don't really have much to go on. I mean, I didn't expect a DLC of all things, right? Like, because they literally said in the past that they weren't going to do it. So I was very much inclined to believe that it wasn't even going to happen. But they did it, so I'm a little bit, like, unsure on anything at this point. Like, anything could be fake, anything could be true. I don't even know. So, yeah, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Thank you so much for being here. Have yourselves a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.